difficult was that workshop? 10. 8.5? That's encouraging. 8.5? 10 was difficult. It was difficult. Oh, okay, I hear that. What is the hardest part for you so far of the stories? In the story workshop, what was hard? If you can, just, specify. Put on the spot. Yes, come up with the story right then.
And then I got a scenario that it didn't work for.
Uh-huh.
So I had to come up with a different one.
Gotcha. Okay, yes?
To the appointment.
Oh, yes. So you tell the story, and then you're like, yeah, what was my point? Like, okay, bringing it back so she can embrace it. What else? It's hard. Yeah? Anything else that you were like, I think what's hard about stories is, yes? Talk real loud.
I think, like, what I misconstrued about stories is it had to be about love. And I'm like, I'm a single girl, not even thinking about marriage whatsoever. And I'm like, how can I make it relatable? And I like how you can just take another part of your story and make it about.
Good. Excellent. Take the principles of that and apply it to here. And it doesn't have to, yes. Very good. Yes.
Story that actually holds value. So, like, you can tell a story, but I was finding it really hard to pick a story that had that value that related back to that.
That actually made, like, move the needle.
Yeah, like it actually made sense and it worked.
Did you land on some, or are you still in limbo land? That's what 10 on hardness. Yes, I hear that. Okay. Is it, yes? Not making the story too long. I was suggesting to one of the groups, it might be good if you sit down, like if you feel like you're a long storyteller, if you sit down with someone and say, okay, I'm going to tell you a story, and I need you to tell me what parts are not necessary. Because that's the thing, like if you can't tell, because to you they're all necessary, it's like Ava can't right now tell what's important to the story. It's all important to her. So having somebody tell you, okay, you can skip that part, just jump to this part, will be very helpful. So I would do that. That would be really great. I'm going to do something because there were two things that as I was walking around, I know I didn't hear everything of everyone at all, but there were two things. No, I still need it because I'm going to use it, but thank you. Brooke, where'd you go? They're talking back there. Brooke, the coaches are talking there, but she landed on something that I was like, love that, and I have to share it with you. This is where your understanding of stories can then like bring new life to something that nobody has told you a certain story. This is a story from your own life. But immediately when she told it, I was like, I resonate with that. That's so powerful. She was talking about the situation with a bride who she is in the dress, but she loves it, but she's just thinking, do I need to go still and go? Like, should I go and try on others or whatever? And Brooke said, she was like, so I tell her, listen, I totally get it. You're feeling something and you're like, wait, what's the best action to take right now? By the way, that's great language. That's great language. What's the best action to take right now? Should I like go sleep on it? What action do I take right now? She goes, and sometimes it feels safer to not take any action. She was like, it's very similar to the first time you say I love you to somebody. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love that so much. She was like, it's the first time you say I love you to somebody? She was like, in fact, I said mine on accident. He was leaving the house and I said, bye, I love you. And I shut the door. And then so I was like, what did he do? And she goes, he knocked on the door. And she was like, and I stood there staring at the door like, I can't open it because then it would be real what I just said. Like, I can't. And so he calls her and she's answering and he's like, answer the door. He was like, open the door. So she does. And then he was like, I'm feeling the same way. We've only known each other 2 weeks though. So I didn't want to rush it. But I'm feeling the exact same way. But she was the one that said it first, and it's the coolest story. So she says, I tell them, the bride, that, and she's like, so I tell them, don't be afraid. Sometimes you can stand there and go, but wait, is this really happening? Is this really happening? Is it like, can I step into this, step forward in that, and like be like, yes, this is actually happening? She goes, but it's so worth it once you do. Once you do, there's so much joy on the other side, so just know that. I was like, girl, that is a story. It's a great story. So like, saying I love you is a big step. I feel. Well, it's a big deal to me. You know what I mean? So whoever it is that you're saying I love you to, when you say those words, it's an important important moment. So great story. I'm going to use that a ton. That was a great discovery. And then Autumn, come on up. This was just happened in on the owner section. And Autumn waits, and then she takes the mic and then slays it. And I was like, and you're going to do that in front of everyone. So, because it just showed a skill level that she is accustomed to taking this story and presenting it in such a way that really helps the bride. So your scenario was, sorry.
So bride have with their appointments. So I said, oh my gosh, I love that. I love that you guys are planners. Like, what a fun day. But I just have to tell you my story. So my mom and I were just shopping. We were just going to go out. Not a big deal. I'm not going to buy. There was this dress from the designer I loved, had to go try it on. And I thought, all right, we're going to make more appointments. So I go to this first shop, and I try on dresses, and I put on this ball gown, and I was like, holy crap, I feel so beautiful right now. But there's this other dress, I had to go try it on. So Mom and I went to this other shop, and the entire time I was at this other shop, I was like, why am I even here? I love this other dress. I felt beautiful in this other dress. So we went back to that shop and bought that dress. And I gotta tell you, I got married 11 years ago, and that dress is still my favorite dress, and I've seen hundreds. There is something special about the dress you put on. So tell me, can you envision walking down the aisle towards Kyle in this dress? How are you feeling?
Yeah, right? So great. Boss babe right there. Yeah. What was good about how she told the story? What was good about the story? Let's break it down just real quick. Absolutely. Short, sweet, personal, truthful. What else? It's so good. Connected, exactly with what she's feeling. Yep. Could you, as the bride, envision yourself going to another shop and going, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? My dress is back there. Yeah, so good. But she kept it moving, and she kept you engaged as she was saying it. She captured your attention, kept you there. Great storytelling. Beautiful. Does all the things that a story should do. Very good. And are the coaches back in? Brooke, I told if Brooke's in here. Nope, not yet. Oh, it's okay. Brooke, run. See, I do everything Rachel says. That's what I do. I just do it. Yeah, this is Abby, by the way. This is not Brooke. It's Abby. How'd it go up in the... This is Brooke. I just told her your whole I love you story because it was so great. So, yeah, that was so, that was so fun. And her future, you're getting married, I know, but your wedding is next April. So he's deployed, and he's saving the world. That's right. Yeah, pretty awesome. Okay, so my question is this. With what we talked about in the session and in the workshop, do you feel, though, that stories is something you're like, okay, I now know what I need to work on and how to work on it? Do you feel like you can go back and work on it, or you're like, no, I will not do that? Where are you on that? Yes? I'm getting mostly head nods. Yes? You have a better direction with what they are? Okay, all right, good. Anything confusing about it at all, where you're like, I am lost with this? Okay, all right. Well, this is what was the hope. It's like putting it out there. Let's try it. Let's talk through what's hard about it, and then how powerful it is, though. How powerful it is. One element that I want to say to everybody, because I didn't get to see all the groups, and so I want to say this also to the people watching virtually, is that one, I wish you were here in person, virtual people, so that we could do the coaching together. So next time you be here in person, and we'll do the one-on-one coaching, which just it's hard to replicate that except to do it. That's the way to do it. So anyway, come next time. But we're so glad you're here. One thing I want to make sure you do when you're practicing is this. And this was multiple people I was seeing this with as I watched. It wasn't just one. And so I think it's important to share because I think it's happening more often than not. We get these words in our head, and we're trying to say the right words, but because we're trying to remember the right words, they're not really fluent yet, then it's hard for us to show emotion while we're saying it, because we're just focused on the words. You know what I'm saying? So practice the words, because you need to get to the level where you're feeling emotion when you say it, and to where it's not just, I look like I'm feeling emotion, it's that I actually feel how amazing that is. And I'll tell you the best way to make that happen, if you're like, how do you do that? How do you actually feel these emotions? you have to just think about the truth of it. And when I stop and realize the truth of what we talked about in the story session of that dress was just discontinued, we just put it up. When I stop and realize that, I have to stop and go, oh my goodness, that's what just happened. And then I can respond in that way rather than, you know what's so cool? We just put this on a rack and da-da-da-da, right? It's like that's great, but it's not a miraculous thing. And there was, I want to say like 3, maybe even 4 people as I was walking around, same thing. Giving information, but not feeling into the information. And you might be saying it, and that's good because you're doing great, and that's going to bump up your effectiveness. But what'll take it even further is if you feel, then she'll feel. Okay. All right, hit save. Yeah? Coaches, how do you feel that they did on this one? Thumbs up? Yes? Ooh, yes, okay, all right. So coaches, for them, on a scale of 1 to 10, on the difficulty of stories, it was a 10. So like, yeah, some said 8.5, but it was a difficulty level of 10. So it's, yeah. Do you not feel, those of you who we've done stories for a long time, we talk a lot about stories. Do you not feel that when you master stories, you do step over the rainbow? Like, it's like, okay, I got all the freedom in the world to fly. I got this. So it's one that's worth practicing because it will change your life. It'll be great. Okay, very good. Jumping into 2 paragraphs that you need to know. You may have heard these before. I'm going to say them one more time, and then you're going to practice them. We want to see this happen. How the practicing is going to go this time is whoever goes first does 1 paragraph. The next person does the next paragraph. And after the second person goes, the first one can come back into here for a Q&A, or they can stay and watch a couple more. But whenever you've done your one and watched another, you come in here and we can do Q&A, right? We're going to just open the floor for whatever questions you have, and we'll just keep on going until everybody's in here. That's kind of how that goes. Is that good? Okay, paragraph, the two situations that you're going to face every Saturday, or that you already face every Saturday, is when the crowd says, oh, you look good in everything, you're never going to be able to decide. That shuts down the forward motion of an appointment. And so, and I almost want to say 9 times out of 10, they say that. It's just a constant. So this is a very useful paragraph on every Saturday of your life. First thing you're going to say is you're going to do the transitional phrase of no, yeah. Or yeah, no. Either one is fine. So you're be like, if you're like, no, yeah, you look good in everything. You do. Like, glory day. That's a happy day. I want you to walk out of here and be like, hello, my name is Sarah, and I look good in everything. I'm amazing in dresses. And that's a happy day, right? Like, what am I doing? I'm changing it from you look good in everything and that's a bad thing to you look good in everything and that's a good thing. That's the first step. You look good in everything and that's a good thing. Because clearly they thought she was only going to look good in one, right? So they're like, great, you look good in everything. No, why does she look good in everything? Because what? Wedding dresses make you look good. Yeah, they sure do. Why else? Wedding dresses are. They're just very kind. What? Construction's great. You feel like, oh, look at me. I look snatched and all the things, right? What else? Okay, they may be just happy to be in a dress. But what if they look good in everything? How do they get to look good in everything? What's the element? Clamping makes a big difference. Yes, it does. Clamping makes them look great in everything. What else? Them, they feel good. They look good as they see themselves. Yes. There's some elements I want you to hit, though. You're not yet. Yes. Sure. And hey, I'm all about that. If they want to tell her that she's beautiful all day long, right? We're like, yes, tell her, right? So she's feeling beautiful. Why else? Okay, so you've got good dresses, number one. She is only, we'll get there. You're on it. I know you're on it. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Listen, but the dresses, you must point up in your mind that the reason she looks good in everything is 2 reasons. One, your shop has the best dresses anywhere. Say it to her. You go to market and you choose the best collection anywhere. You have to, what am I doing? You got to raise your brand above everybody else's. Everybody else has dresses too. She's a bride at other places. Her entourage is the same at other places. What makes it different? It's your dresses, and you got to point it up. So you know what? I love that. You know what? We love going to market, and the way we go to market is we take our stylist, or however you go to market. I don't know what your process is, but we would say we take our stylist, and we go through, and we are looking for unique, amazing constructed, beautiful laces, and we do not let someone tell us what to get. We are all about, no, we have a specific eye for this, and that's why we love our collection. We feel like our collection is the strongest anywhere. Build yourself. Use the opportunity, okay? Secondly, the reason she looks good and everything is because of you. Who pulled those dresses? You, blessed, right? You know what you're doing. So pat yourself on the back a little bit. Know that, yes, indeed, you look good and everything, and I have done my job well. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you say that to her. I'm saying in your own mind, you got to know. That's right. You look good because I chose good dresses, and I know what I'm doing to make sure you know you're beautiful. And you didn't have any moment where you didn't feel anything but beautiful. Yes, right? So you're going to build the brand with what your dresses are. But then you're going to say to her, so when you say, yeah, no, you look good in gowns, I'm going to give her all the credit for looking good in gowns, right? And I'm going to say, and just know this, what I love about wedding dress shopping, the beautiful thing about it is that you're only choosing one. You're only choosing one. And so if one even is a little bit better than the other, then out the other goes. Like that's the Grand Canyon. If one's a little bit better. My goal as a stylist, by the way, I'm still talking to the bride. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the bride still. My goal as a stylist is to only put strong dresses on you. In fact, our collection is so super strong. The way we go to market and where we go to market and how we do market, we have the best dresses. But my goal as a stylist is to put the most amazing dresses on you because I don't want it to be like, oh, that was bad and that was bad and that was bad and only one is good. Like, to me, I want to go strong, 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 and this one was even stronger than the strong because that's amazing. So yes, girl, you could absolutely model these dresses, absolutely. But just know this, if one's a little bit over the other, out it goes. And know that if two are tied back to back, we'll put them on at the end, back to back to each other if they're tied in your mind, and they will totally separate themselves, and you will totally know. So talk to me. With this one, does this one edge out the one before, or does the other one still edge this one out? And I guarantee you she will have clarity and go, oh yeah, no, the other one's better than this one. I'll be like, well, awesome. You can model this one, and just like if y'all had seen the second one, it was also fabulous. But yeah, the other one was better. I totally agree. Let's go, take it off. Don't let her stay that everything's the same just because she looks good in everything, but don't try to tell her she doesn't look good in everything. Of course she looks good in everything. You have amazing dresses, and your job is to put strong dresses on her. And if one is a little better, that's the grand kit. You're now giving her tools to eliminate, and you celebrate the elimination, right? And the first part of it is taking them from, oh, this is going to take forever because you look good in everything. You're never going to be able to decide. Oh, my word. Down, womp, womp, we're not deciding, and it's negative, to up, 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 we are deciding, we will decide, we can decide. You see what I'm saying? Total switch. This paragraph is powerful, and you've got to be able to say it, okay? So hit save on that. That's the first. Because this is the crowd control section, by the way. The second is, this happens a lot of times at the beginning of the appointment. For me, anyway. I don't know why it would be different for you, but so I guess it's just for everyone. But let's say these people here are the crowd with the bride, right? Here's the mirror. Bride is here. Here's our bride. She's a little stiff. Yeah. So, and normally here, power pocket. Yes, pocket of power up here. Okay. So normally we're here. But let's say we're coming out of the dressing room, and the bride doesn't see herself in the dressing room in our dressing rooms. We don't have mirrors in there on purpose. We want her to see herself out here first instead of judging too much in the dressing room. Tomorrow you're going to hear some things about in the dressing room that I almost said now, but I don't need to. It's tomorrow. But I'm excited about the session that you're going to hear for that. She comes out, and I don't care if there's 10 people here or 3 people here. I'm going to refer to, though, the crowd that is immediately opinionated, Doesn't matter how few or how many, immediately opinionated. Sometimes they come in with the paddle signs, like love it, hate it. So they've got them, love them, and because you know what? They spent time making those. So if you try to poo-poo them, they won't love you. So do that. All right, so we're now up here. She's coming out of the dressing room. I'm behind her with the train, and she's coming out, and immediately they start saying something. They start either yesing or knowing or sevens or twos, or they just think this is what they're here for, right? I want to assume about them, positive or negative? Positive. So what do we assume about them? Trying to help? Coming from a good place. That's what they think they're here to do, right? What else do we know about them that's positive? Fun. They're just fun. They love having fun. They're here to have a good time. They've been planning this. They're so excited. All good things. These are great things about them. These are not bad people. These are people who want to party with this girl. Great. They want to help this girl. Great. I love that. First thing, positive, positive, positive. And I'm not faking it. I love it. I think it's great. In my own head, I hear them asking me to tell them how to help the bride. Okay? Now, they're not asking me, right? But I in my own head, I want to know, I don't know how to say it, but I believe that if I can lay it out correctly, they will grab it and use it because they do want to help the bride. That's what I believe. So, when they start doing this, I'm going to keep my face. How do you keep your face? How do you keep your face from going, just a little subtle, shut up, all of you. I hate you all. And now I can't even look at you. Some people just can't even look at them. Like this happening, and they're like, if you ignore it, they won't, right? That's kind of a thing. So how do you keep your face? What's the open your face, that's good. But when I say keep your face, what affects your face? Okay, I'm not being clear in my question. Yes, your thoughts, your mindset, your thoughts, your mindset. That's what affects your face. Whatever you're thinking is going to affect your face. That's why we started today with positivity. Because if you're not truly thinking good things, your face will show it. Even if you try to smile. Like, that's still not the right? You know what I'm thinking. It's on my face. So I have to keep my face. And I say that because you got to hit save on it. You got to realize your face shows. It shows what's going on. So coming out, they start, I don't like that one at all. Look at that lace, whatever they're going to say. I don't even know. Keep that, and I want you to enjoy them like a sincere but ignorant child. Enjoy them. It's sincere, it's just ignorant. It's like when I was in K4, and the teacher was talking about how to eat good food, and she was like, and then milk and dairy, and this is how much you eat of that, and fruits and vegetables. Well, I had a conversation at their breakfast table. My 4-year-old self, I had really bad buck teeth when I was 4. There was a space between my 2 front teeth big enough for another tooth. I was and very big eyes for my head, so it was an interesting looking child, but I absorbed everything that everybody ever said. And at the breakfast table, somebody had said, do you see on the milk, there's, calcium in milk, and that's really good for your bones. And somebody else was talking, and they were like, oh yeah, did you hear that, so, when you get older, like this other lady, she fell and she broke her hip because that's the thing. You want to keep having calcium because your bones get brittle. And that's why a lot of people have hip issues or knee issues or whatever. And I just was absorbing. So in class, when the teacher was talking about those foods, I raised my hand, and she was like, yes, Wendy. And by the way, Mrs. Altizer is my favorite teacher of all time. She infused positivity into my universe and changed my life. She changed my life at 4 years old. She was amazing. But she said, yes, Wendy. And I was like, I know what milk is good for. She was like, what is milk good for? And I said, milk's good for your hips. She said she had to really work to keep a straight face. And she was like, huh. Well, yes, I guess it is. I guess it is. You know, of course, so she tells my mom that. And so for the rest of my life, everybody in my family is like, milk's good for your hips. Um, but it's a sincere desire to share knowledge or what I think I'm supposed to share and be an interesting person in the room, be a valuable person in the room is what I thought I was doing. Same. Milk's good for your hips. That's what this is, right? Like, so what I'm going to do is not get frustrated at them. I'm going to love them and know that, okay, this is awesome. They're in this. Now I'm going to put myself equal with them. I'm going to move from being at the power pocket, whatever you have to do, fluff the train, move away from here, and come over next to them. And if I come over here, are you okay, virtual? Can you see me if I walk all the way over this way? Okay. So I'm going to come over here with my face. I'm going to keep my face, right? So I'm smiling, I'm enjoying all of them, and I'm looking at her, I'm letting them do their thing. Give them some rain. Let them go a bit. And I'm going to stand here like this and watch, and then I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, this is the most fun group ever. Like, yay you, way to bring the best people in the world. I love watching this. We're having so much fun over here. Like, in fact, the whole time, every time you come out, we cannot wait to see what you're going to look like. That's how we're feeling. It's super fun. So, but know this, bride. So we're going to see different things. Like, all we can see is the outside, but this is actually, and this is really important to know, this is the most self-expressive garment that anyone will ever purchase. So we're going to be like zoomed in on your eyes. We're going to be like, what is she feeling? Because that's where it's at. Like, you're the only one inside it feeling. There are going to be things that we're like, oh, I like this, or I like that, or I like this. Glory, great, wonderful, it's great, it's fun. But it's the most important thing is what you're feeling in it, because it's about expressing who you are. And that's what we're passionate about. And the fact that you brought people who love you and know you so well and who want to have a blast, like you, I mean, jackpot, way to go. You just won the lottery with these guys. That's fabulous. But talk to me, like, in this dress, what are you feeling? Like, what are you feeling as you're looking in the mirror here? What do you feel? Talk to me, what do you think about this and what do you feel? So I'm just, yay you, celebrate you, love this, but now I'm going to declare the handicap. What's the handicap? All we can see is the outside. You're the only one that feels from the inside there, and this is about expressing you. Then I'm going to educate them on how to do what they want to do, which is to help her. I'm going to say, we're going to be looking at because we love you. We're going to be looking at your eyes. We're going to be looking at, like, what you feel in it, like how it lights you up or how it resonates with you. So bringing people that know you and love you, super key, because they're going to know, okay, yeah, that resonates with her. Like, they can see it on your face. And sometimes it's a surprise. It's super fun. So talk to me. What do you think and what do you feel in this? Do you see how that moves? There, I'm equal with them. I'm not talking at them. I'm with them, just talking to the bride, but they're hearing all the things. And now I move this way. And suddenly, the signs don't mean anything anymore, because it's not about what we're rating something. It's about looking at her face and going from there. And those become just non-existent anymore. And they're more prone to be quieter and listen. I've assumed they love her. I've assumed they want her to. I've assumed good things about them. So they feel it, and that's what helps change their understanding of what they're here to do. Make sense? I've also told them, when I say it's the most self-expressive garment, please don't say that quickly. Don't say, so this is the most self-expressive garment anyone will ever purchase. That does not resonate as true at all. It doesn't mean anything to you if you say it that way. Take your time to say it. Only say it at the speed that they can receive it. And that's a big claim. The most self-expressive garment anyone will ever purchase. Those are long words. Altogether, take your time. Give them a second to absorb. And then they're like, oh, I've never thought about that. Okay, that's what we're doing. So it's not we say what style we like. And you Say Yes to the Dress doesn't know this. The only person I feel that knows this on Say Yes to the Dress is Randy. You know? I feel like Randy understands this is about this bride and how she feels and what she's trying to express. But I feel like everybody else there is never changing the crowd's paradigm to know how to look for the right thing and help the bride. And that's what I want us to do. I want us, by the way, those of you who are watching virtually as well, I want us to be disruptors of bridal. I want us to be revolutionaries in bridal. I want us, and what is a disruptor? What's a disruptor business that you know of? Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what's another one? What's somebody who came into their industry and just now it's changed forever because of them? What? Nike. Okay, yes. Netflix. Hmm? Amazon. Spotify. Uber. Was Uber a disruptor? Holy cow. Yes. Uber changed the game. Yep, DoorDash, sure. Like, what did they do? Somebody thought outside the box and did something differently than what everybody has always done. I was telling my team earlier this morning, Steph Curry's a disruptor. He has changed the game forever. It's basketball, if you don't know Steph Curry. Sorry. Some people might not know. But we're huge Warriors fans over here in my family. So, like, Steph Curry has changed the game. He eliminated the center position with the way he plays basketball. He changed the geometry of the game and the numbers of the game. He changed how it is played. Now, and when I mean the whole game, it's not just Steph Curry's game. You go to any YMCA or any youth, club or whatever, they're trying to play like Steph Curry. They're all shooting the three. He's not a big, huge basketball guy. He's a little bit smaller, but he plays it differently, and now everybody's trying to be Steph Curry. But he opened the door to so many kids who maybe didn't think they were going to be able to be good in basketball, and he showed them, yes, you can. And he can shoot the blessed ball from wherever. Best shooter that ever existed. Changed the game. Some of you might here might not be a Steph Curry fan. I don't mean to step on toes. All I'm saying is he disrupted. What I want you to do with the space in your bridal boutique, whether it is you by yourself or you as a team, you as a whole boutique, I want you to see yourself as the disruptors of bridal, that instead of thinking this bride is a transaction, we are legitimately going to think the best of her, see her story as the best love story ever written, say it to her, and empower her to make courageous decisions, and that's going to be our goal instead of anything else. If you change to that, you will change your whole boutique. You will change the bride's experience completely from one boutique to another. After the first session, y'all went up to practice, and in walks a bride, right here, with like a 12-year-old girl with her. And she was like, hey, I'm so sorry, is this not a... I was like, no, come on in, and I saw her ring, it was so pretty. And she was like, I have an appointment in August, and, I know that on your website, it's like, like you can choose how many people are coming with you, but like 4 was the highest that you can choose from. So, but I have more than 4 people. Is that okay? And I was like, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. Just bring whoever. That's like a guideline that's on there. But honestly, bring whoever you want. She was like, really? Okay, because this is like, I never thought I would get married again. I never thought I would fall in love again. And here I am. And I'm in love. And I just can't believe that this is happening. It's such a miracle. And I just don't want to have somebody not be there. And I was like, yeah, bring them. And she goes, honestly, when I first got married, my experience was not good at the shop. Like I walked in and I tried to tell them what I was looking for, and they were like, but you need to try this, and I didn't really want to try that. And then I told them my budget, and they were pulling things that were more expensive. And she said, and I just had to like plow my way through and almost like fight to get my dress, because I felt like I was fighting people to get my dress. Like saying, no, not that, no, this is what I'm saying. And then she goes, so it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I want nothing like that. And I was like, I wanted to like just say, everybody come on back. You talk to us for a second. Do you know what I'm saying? Just a real life story right there. Why is this happening? It's because we think we're doing a sales job. And the disruptor is saying, no, I'm not. This is who I am, and this is what I'm doing, and that goal's on the wall, and I'm going to shoot for it. And I don't care that that's how the game has been played before. I don't care. I'm doing this, and we're going to revolutionize the sport, so to speak. Make sense? So if we all do that, how much better for other women will it be in this process? Do you want to do a job that makes someone feel, especially as women, better about who they are, more beautiful in their own skin, more amazing in their own ability to make choices, more confident in who they are, more like connected to the people that are in their life, ready to step forward and say, in this crazy world that's not full of love, I'm going to show what love looks like. I'm going to believe in the truth of love. If we want to support that, we're doing something worthy. And that multiplies. And however many brides your shop sees on a Saturday, that's a snowball of that kind of effect. Glory day, that's amazing. Like, can you wrap your brains around that? You're doing that. You're doing that. Don't ever settle to digress to manipulative, boring sales processes that do not make a difference at all in someone's life. Don't digress to that. Because I will tell you, if you just want a practical reason, your numbers won't be great. If you just want to look, your numbers will show that that's what you're doing, and you'll hate brides, and you won't like your life, and you'll just be like, oh, whatever, this is a job. Change to, no, I know what I'm doing to make an impact in this world. Your numbers will show it, because you will create. You'll become the creator. That's what made me so lit up when Brooke told her story. I'm like, yeah, it's a story I haven't heard yet. I haven't thought about the words I love you in connection to the dress. Yes, what is that? It's in the right culture paradigm. You'll come up with things. That's what I'm looking for. And it's fine. It's fine to do the scales and the piano. It's fine to learn the skills. And that's what I would call like taking a story and using someone's story, using my stories, or using Patty's story, because those are right there. Those are the low-hanging fruit. You can use them and get used to it and get used to it and get used to it. But then your brain starts seeing other stories, and that's where I want you to be. Because I, most of all, need you to know that your story is not only happening, it is valuable. You might be in a time of waiting right now in your story. Maybe you're in a time of disappointment. Maybe you're in a time of mourning. Maybe you're in a time of joy and love and surprise, like you can't believe what's happening in your life. Maybe you're in a time of transition where it's like, I didn't think I'd be doing this, and this is what I'm doing, and what am I doing with my life? I don't know what time of your life you are in, but I know that this time in your life is connected to what was before, and it's connected to what is to come. It's not disconnected. You're not on an island. It is connected. Believe it's connected. And I want you to be a sponge. Being a sponge helps you so much because you don't have to know how what you're going to receive will be pressed out. Just receive it. And then the time will come when it's pressed out and it will be there. What you need will be there. Does that make sense? When we lost Savannah, it was our first baby, I remember that thought that I don't care who says what or how they say it, I'm going to sponge it up. I want to sponge up what the sky looks like today, and I want to sponge up what the smells are, and I want to sponge up like, grabbing a hand, and I want to remember that feeling, and I don't know how this is going to help me later, but I'm going to sponge it up. And then I remember later, those things were the things that when I would see them again, they would be like, oh yeah, oh that's right, oh, that was special. And it stays with you, you know what I'm saying? So sponge it up. You don't know who's going to need it later on, too, where you can share whatever it was that comforted you with someone else. Super key, super key. That will help you, too. So when we're looking at stories and how to see stories, being a sponge helps you be a good story seer and connecting those stories to what's actually happening now. Super, super helpful. But don't be discouraged with where you are in your life, is what I'm saying. Don't be discouraged. And don't be living in the past or in the future. Be living right now. Right now. Look at it and go, this is my life right now. And this is everything it's supposed to be. It's not from back there and it's not from there. It is connected to them, but I'm not there and I'm not there. It's why Gabe said, why love? And I don't mean just I don't just mean like a marriage love. I mean love, period. When you feel love, you feel a piece of eternity because it's connected to your past and it's connected to your future, but it's where they meet in the present. Where your past and your future meet in the present is why love feels so eternal. Because that's what it is. There's no time in it. It's just a forever thing. So you will glean more the more you try to live out love. You will change more. That's what happens to me. When I'm around people, some of these people in my team, all my people on my team, but I'm seeing some of them back there, so like I'm looking at some of their faces back there. When I'm around them, I just love to talk about anything and everything with them because how they talk shows love to me. You see what I mean? How they communicate. That's you with brides. They don't know that they're going to meet you when they come to your shop, do they? They think they're coming for a product purchase. And you're going to step into the path of their life and be a shifter of their paradigm. You're going to be a shifter of their paradigm. Will you hit it every time? Will you hit like gold, beautiful rainbows every time with every bride? No, not every time. But the times you do are so worth the effort that that's the only thing you should shoot for. The only thing, you know? There's a statement that says some causes are so worthy that it is glorious even to fail. Don't doubt the cause being worthy, even if you fail. Because get back up and know that that cause is worthy. Worth putting my whole self into it. Let's be that. Let's be courageous in those things. And start with knowing that your story is important. You are important. You sitting here, your owners of your shop believe in you so much that they have you here. That's incredible. They're like, we want to invest in who you are. I want to invest in who you are. I want to take you to somewhere where we're going to talk about some hard and deep things and you're going to have to practice them because I believe you could get it. That's huge. Don't take that for granted. Don't go back and then just be like, well, whatever. Some of that stuff we'll do, but not really. You want to make an owner want to shoot themselves in the face? Say something like that. You want to come back and go, come on, y'all, we can do this. And whenever one of us is down, the other one will pull the other up, and we got this. And when you're on the phone and you're doing Do You Speak Bride, and you're as perky and as happy as you can be on the phone, and you're making a difference in somebody else's life, don't do anything but encourage each other after that. Don't be like, oh, yeah, that was... Don't. It's what we do because we care. So that's valuable to do, right? Okay, hit save on. Do you have the 2 paragraphs? Did I tell you both? Okay, got talking so much about other things. I couldn't remember if I told you both. Hit save on the 2 paragraphs. Do you have them? Okay, we're going to go practice them on your mark, get set, go. We'll come back for Q&A.